Hello, this is just a quick review for Dirt Rally on the PS4. I went and bought it this morning because I haven't got a PC. Well, I have, but not for gaming. Um, so I've been waiting for this to come to consoles for absolutely ages. It's just one of those games where I've always liked. Even on the PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1, all the Colin McRae titles were absolutely amazing, and then there was Richard Burns Rally, which was really good as well. Um, but this seems to be going back to its roots. It's more of a simulator than it is like an arcade pick up and play. It's really punishing. There's a massive, steep learning curve. Like, it doesn't forgive you for anything. If you can't drive at a high speed and keep it under control, then it's going to punish you, and you're going to be restarting and restarting and restarting until you can get a decent time. Because as soon as you put your car off the track, to recover your car, it costs about, like, between about 13 and 16 seconds or something like that. So that's an extra 20 seconds on your time. So you may as well restart, because you can't keep in contentions for podium if you just keep recovering the car all the time. So what I've done is I just kept restarting. As soon as you fuck up, just restart the whole race. You may as well. And there's only a few races to do. There's hill climbing, there's actually point-to-point rallying like this, and then there's rallycross. But I'm sure they'll bring out some DLC, or they'll add on to it later. So that'll be good. This little yellow livery for the Mini Cooper was a part of the Legendary Edition. You get a free Colin McRae Blu-ray. It's like his biography, documentary story thing, which I'm dying to watch later, like, because I've always loved him. So that was like an extra bonus. I didn't even know you got that. And you get a little code inside which unlocks a fully upgraded Mini Cooper with a special livery, which is what this yellow one is. So I'll just use that, because you start off with 50 grand in order to buy a car to enter a race, but you get given this car for free when you buy the Legendary Edition, so you can keep that 50 grand, and that goes towards building up your races a bit more. Like getting a better car and that. Coming to the cars, there's a massive selection. It's got all the real rally groups and all the real rally cars. There is a few missing Toyotas and Nissans and shit, but that's probably just because they had a trouble with the licensing and they couldn't agree, so they thought, fuck it, we're not putting you in the game. But there is majority, all the Fords are there. Like, I'm so happy. All the Escort Cosworths is there, the Sierra Cosworth, the Mark II Escort, just all my favourite cars are actually on it. It's a shame there isn't any kind of Capri, that would have been better. But you see on the gameplay now, just to interrupt myself, what I found is, like, instead of recovering, just actually reverse out of the bushes and drive, because if you recover it'll cost about, like I say, between, like, say about average 15 seconds to recover your car by pressing triangle. Whereas if you just reverse out the bushes and then bang it into first, it'll cost you about 5 or 6 seconds, and you can make that up if you pull off a clean section. It's when you get used to the handling of the car, you get used to the weight of the car and actually what it can do. So you know how much steering to press as you, like, hoying it into corners, because you know the weight of the car and you know what it can handle. And this is at night, which I think the graphics are amazing. Like, that's another thing. I mean, I'm sorry I'm all over the place at the moment, like, because it's just, there's so much about this game. I'm like going back and forwards, but the graphics are absolutely amazing, because it's a PC game that's basically been dumbed down to go on the consoles, so they've kept the absolutely amazing graphics. The cars are amazing, the graphics are amazing, the sound is absolutely amazing. I'll play with the earphones on and you can hear all the little stones. I mean, I don't know, you probably can hear them if you listen. You can hear all the little pebbles and the stones, like, banging off the bottom of the car and that, and especially when you're actually inside the cockpit view, and you've got the headphones on, and you can hear the co-pilot like telling you the pace notes, and then you've got the stones, and plus you're flying at breakneck speeds. It's just so realistic, and like I say, it's so unforgiving. Like, I play in here with all the assists off. I've got no stability, I've got no ABS, I've got no anti-lock brakes. I turn it all off so it's more realistic, and it makes you learn the car. Like, the throttle control is an important thing on this game. If you've got the stability and the ABS and stuff, you can just horse it, and the car takes all care of it yourself, which is cheating, I think. But like I say, it's just one of those really good games. The graphics and just the way it plays, just like, obviously if you're a fan of racing games or rally games in particular, you will absolutely love this, because it's, like I say, it's a simulator, it's not an arcade game. I haven't even tried the hill climbing, I haven't even tried the rallycross yet, so I can only imagine how class that is if this is so real. And also the tracks are really long, like 5-6 minutes sometimes, and concentrating, like really concentrating for that long, it's draining, and you're fucked. Like, you're just mentally exhausted, and then you pull off a clean race, like all the sections clean, and even win or whatever. It's so rewarding, like, because you've tried so hard, you've mastered the track, you've mastered the car. It's just, I've never felt so much like joy on finishing a track without fucking up. Because, like I say, if you can look at the game footage, I keep restarting all the time, because as soon as I fuck up, you may as well restart, because there's no chance of catching up. Whoever the computer AI is, and whoever's set that time, like, obviously it's one of the game developers, they've set that time, so they know how to drive the cars and stuff, and you know, so you've got to just keep trying like that. I mean, I kept going here because I was facing in the right direction, but normally just turn it off, or like, not turn it off, but restart. But like I was saying earlier, if you crash, then sometimes it's easier or quicker, anyway, times wise, if you just reverse and just try and sort it out yourself instead of pressing triangle, because that'll rob you most of all your time. See, I totally fucked it. I kept forgetting about that second handbrake turn, because when you're in the Mini, I've found it's really hard, especially when you're traveling at speed, to get the back end round. I know that sounds daft, because you'd think it'd be easy, but when you're absolutely flying, because it's only got front wheel drive, the steering and the pulling, like, it's pulling the car, so the steering and the driving is all happening through the front wheels, so they're getting tortured. So at least with a rear wheel drive, the steering's at the front and the push is at the back, so you get a totally different dynamic of handling. So a front wheel drive car, you really got to lash the handbrake on all the time and just rev the tits off it to pull yourself out of the apex. It's just amazing though, because, like, with it being a little Mini Cooper, you know for a fact that it's only got like a little 1.1 engine in it or something like that. It's not going to be very fast.
4, 3, 2, 1, go.
So, you know, it's just one of those things. You need to play it in order to understand it, but it's out today, so just go out and buy it if you like it. That's it. See you later.
No, she gets a special cologne. It's called Sex Panther by Odeon. It's illegal in 9 countries.